Hello, my name is Tiffany and I'm a trickster. What is Trichotillomania? From the Trichotillomania website, it's defined as a disorder that causes people to pull out the hair from their scalp, eyelashes, eyebrows, pubic area, underarms, beard, chest, legs, or other parts of the body, resulting in noticeable bald patches. Hair pulling varies greatly in its severity, location on the body, and response to treatment. For some people, at some times, trichotillomania is mild and can be quelled with a bit of extra awareness and concentration. For others, at times, the urge may be so strong that it makes thinking of anything else nearly impossible. Trichotillomania, also referred to as TTM or trich, is currently defined as an impulse-controlled disorder, but there are still questions about how it should be classified. It may seem to resemble a habit, an addiction, a tic disorder, or obsessive-compulsive disorder. Most recently, it is being conceptualized as a part of a family of body-focused repetitive behaviors, or BFRBs, along with skin picking and nail biting. So that's pretty much what trichotillomania is. I believe I read somewhere that it only affects 4% of the world, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. I think I read that. Okay, so I have my little cheat sheet here. Sorry, there's a lot I want to talk about, and this is my first time ever making a video talking about this, and like my family's gonna see it, or my friends, and people I don't know, and I'm hoping this will get to any other people that are suffering with trichotillomania, or even like dermatillomania, or I just want to reach out to you guys, because when I was suffering from it when I was younger, I felt really alone. Like, I felt like I was the only person going through this, and it was really, really embarrassing. And as it turns out, other people suffer too, and you're not alone. You're not the only person out there that, you know, is like, I'm pulling my hair. Why am I pulling my hair? Am I going crazy? You're not alone. And I don't know, I just felt like I should make this video, because trich has been like a huge part of my life, and then I threw it away for like 6 years. Like, I wasn't picking, or I wasn't pulling my eyelashes. I had eyelashes, and then all of a sudden, bam, it comes back. And then for some reason I joined Tumblr, and then I found out that like there's people out there. There's a lot of people out there, and it just, I don't know, it's just kind of nice to talk to people who actually like understand what I'm talking about, and they're not looking at me like, are you crazy? So I don't know, just kind of nice. So my background story, it started when I was in 4th grade, and it started, I had a friend, I remember standing in the lunch line, and I had a friend tell me that I had an eyelash on my cheek, and she was like, oh, you can make a wish with it. So for the longest time, that's what my eyelashes were. They were just different wishes. And I remember, like, I would pull them out, and my thumb would be one wish, and my pointer finger would be another wish. And if I pulled out more than one eyelash at a time, whatever finger ended up with the most eyelashes, that wish would come true. So that's kind of where it started, and it was like that for a while, and I think I didn't have bottom eyelashes for a short period of time, but those hurt really bad for me, so I still have bottom eyelashes. I don't pull those because it hurts too much. But that's where it started, and then after that it just kind of snowballed from there, I guess, where it turned into pulling all the time, mostly when I'm alone, like in the bathroom or before I go to bed, and I would hide under the covers so that in case my mom would like open the door and check on me, she wouldn't catch me doing it, because like I said, this is a very like we feel very shameful about this problem, and I don't think we should have to, because if it falls under the same category as nail biting, people bite their nails all the time and people don't look at you like you're crazy. So why should we feel like we're, I don't know, I don't think that we should feel like this is something that we have to hide, and I don't want to hide it anymore. I'm trying to become more open with it and talk to people about it, and I'm probably gonna have to live with this for the rest of my life on and off, so I'm just going to have to accept it. So yeah, it's and I suffered from pulling my eyelashes from 4th grade up until the year I graduated high school, which was 2007. And that summer, July, get away, my cats, I'm sorry. July 2007, the 23rd actually of July, I decided I was done. Like, that was the day that I was like, no more, I'm gonna quit today, I'm not gonna pull. And I actually stopped pulling, surprisingly. I did pull other hair, like my chin hair, but it wasn't, I don't know when I started, because I didn't pull them, I wasn't aware of my chin hairs until like I was in college. So it was like several months later that I even realized that I could pull my chin hairs, and I only have like, I have like one that pops up over here and like 3 that come on over here. So they like take forever to grow back. So it wasn't even like a huge problem. It was just like, oh, there's a chin hair, I have to get it out. And I would pick and pick and pick until it came out. A really big question that we're always asked is, why do you do it? I don't know. Like, why do you pull your hair? I don't know. It's not like we want to be bald. It's not like we don't want to have eyelashes. It's just, you really can't answer the question because we don't technically want to. And if we could quit, we would. Why do I personally do it? Like what do I enjoy about it? Okay, that's like what I enjoy about it, or what it does for me is, I guess it gives me a release. Like when I'm stressed or anything, it's a comfort zone, and it feels really good to go back to it and pull, and it sort of gives you a challenge too. Like when you have these certain, like, I like to go for the thick ones that are really pokey, and I search for that perfect pick, which is like, it kind of stings when it comes out, but for me that feels really good, and it sends like this release through my body that's just like, oh, that felt really good, and I just feel really relaxed everywhere. And I know that sounds crazy unless you pull your hair. You're just like, that's insane, but that's how I feel. I've had my eyelashes back. I had them back. I had them like about 3.5 months ago, and now they're not there, and I really miss them. And I try really hard almost every day not to pull, and I can go a couple days without pulling, and then something will stress me out, or I'll have anxiety over something, and there's nothing for me to occupy my mind with something else, and I relapse. And it's really easy for me to do it at work because I'm alone at work, and we have one of those like magnifying mirrors, and it's just sucks. What kind of things people have said, and there's one that I remembered while I was talking about my past. But I remember I was laying in my mom's bed, and I don't know if you've ever, like, I can't do it real well with my fingers, but you've ever made like a diamond like that and then like look through it? Well, I was doing that, and I was like going like this, and I was looking at a light on her ceiling, laying in her bed. And I remember, like, I didn't even think twice about it because I wasn't pulling my eyelashes. I was just looking at the light, and she's like, is that how you do it? Is that how you pull your eyelashes? And then after that, anytime I ever did anything messing with my eyes, I'd feel real conscious, like people are gonna think this is what I'm doing. And even after I quit pulling my eyelashes, whenever, like, before I started up again, whenever I would like try to get something out of my eye, I would consciously think people are gonna think I'm starting to pull them again, and it would like kind of freak me out, and I would just kind of have a little bit of anxiety. Like, even if I was just sitting in the living room with Kyle, who's my husband, for those of you who don't know, I would feel really nervous, like he's gonna think I'm starting again, and it was probably not even a thought that even crossed his mind. So it's just, I don't know, that's just something that always stuck with me. I remember there was a time I was heading to school on the bus, and I don't know, we were all like having a conversation of, I don't know, maybe like things to get for Christmas or something. But one of the girls had said to me that she said, "I know what you'll never need," or yeah, never need, and it was mascara. And I remember feeling really embarrassed, like, that's nice to know. Like, I don't know, it just, I guess we were young, and some people just don't think about what they say before they say it, but it really hurt, and it was really embarrassing, and it stuck with me all these years. Like, I think it was 5th grade, and here I am at 25, 24, geez, making myself a year older. So, yeah, that was awful. A friend of mine, I remember I was in gym class, and this was in high school, and I learned about eyeliner and what a difference that can make. Your eyes, like my eyes, I feel really ugly, honestly, and when I learned about eyeliner, it made a huge difference on how I felt about my eyes, and I actually, like, for once could feel somewhat pretty. I would only wear it on my top lid because, as you can see, I have bottom eyelashes, but I don't have top ones. So I was like, well, what's the need to wear eyeliner on the bottom when I'm trying to cover up the fact that I don't have them on my top? And she had said, why do you, she told me that it looked weird and that I should wear it both top and bottom. And then after that, I never wore it only on my top. I would always wear it top and bottom. And that's even after I grew them back. I would always wear top and bottom. And I don't know. I was constantly told that if I don't stop now, they'll never grow back. And it's true that you can, like, ruin the root of the hair or the follicle or something. You can ruin something and it won't grow back. But when I quit, I pulled for, what is that, like 8 years? From 4th grade, so I was like 10 until, yeah, 8 years. I pulled my eyelashes and they grew back. They weren't as thick as they used to be, but they were still very pretty and they grew back. So I'm not, I don't know, because I would pick pretty regularly. Like, I've made myself bleed before, and that never stops me. Like, if I grab the skin that's on my eyelid, I'll just keep going. I'll be like, oh, that hurt, and then just keep going. Like, it just, it sucks. So yeah, I've done some damage, and I'm kind of surprised that they did grow back, honestly. People used to tell me how pretty my eyes used to be, and that's probably one of the worst things you could say. Like, that doesn't make me feel good, and it's certainly not gonna make me like be like, oh well, now my eyes are ugly, maybe I should stop, because don't you think I've already thought about that, you know? So, like, I don't know, just don't say that to somebody who's got this problem, or don't be like, oh, your hair used to be so pretty, like, for people who pull their hair, like, just, you shouldn't. And then people used to always talk about how pretty my eyelashes used to be, and it's like, yeah, I know. I think about it all the time, like, man, like, my eyes were so pretty, and then, like, you take it for granted. Like, I took my eyelashes for granted. I honestly never thought that I would ever pull again, and then here I am pulling again, and like after a while I just took them for granted, like, oh, they're gonna be there forever, and well, now they're gone again. And then I remember this one time, of course I remember because it's written down, but it's another little memory that I'm not too fond of. My brother wanted to check my eyebrows to see if they were going to need tweezed when I got older, or waxed or whatever, and for some reason I had to close my eyes, which pretty sure you can check my eyebrows without having my eyes shut. Like, when I was younger I didn't really think anything of it, but when they were doing it I was like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't just checking my eyebrows. Like, I knew something was up, but thinking back, like, why would I need to shut my eyebrow or my eyes for you to check out my eyebrows? And pretty sure he was trying to see how my eyelashes were doing and whether I was still picking or not. And then my first real boyfriend, I never told him. He found out on his own like 6 months into our relationship, and we were at a fair, and we were my mom probably wanted to buy like some kind of funnel cake or something, I don't know. I just remember we were in this tent going to buy something, and he like must have noticed randomly that I didn't have them, and instead of like taking me to the side or talking to me about it when we got home, when we were away from my mom or not in public, he just shouts out, "You have no eyelashes!" And I was like so embarrassed, and I'm pretty sure I just like walked away, like just said, "Yeah, no, I know," and just kind of like walked away back to the car. These are different things that people have tried to do to get me to stop pulling my eyelashes. I was grounded once. My mom, I remember this, it was around Thanksgiving time, and my friend Jessica had gone home for the day. Well, she had gone home for a little while and then she was gonna come back. And she was supposed to go to my uncle's house with me to eat turkey, Thanksgiving dinner. And I remember I was laying on my like fold-out couch thing, watching. Maybe I was just laying on a little blanket bed on the floor, watching something in my room on TV, and that was one of the times that I would pull, was when I was bored and I was just watching TV, and my mom caught me and she grounded me, and I think I was grounded for like 2 weeks for her catching me on pulling, and I'll never forget that, because it was like, why would you ground me for this? Like, whatever. I was told to like just jump in the pool whenever I feel an urge. Can't really jump in the pool in the winter. I was offered to have like this fuzzy stuffed animal bought for me so I could pull on its hairs, but when you go for how it feels when an eyelash pulls out, it doesn't really work that way. I've been told to go for a walk. My mom's hairdresser offered me free highlights if I quit. And I remember when they did come back, I was like, I should get those free highlights now, because I finally quit, but never got them. And then whenever I would like someone, I was always told, you should stop for this boy you like. It'll make you look really pretty. And same goes with weight. Whenever I tried to diet, they would always say, just think about the boy you like and how good you'll look. So that was a big one. Another thing that I forgot to write down in this, which I can't believe I forgot, but how I found out about trichotillomania, like how I found out that it was a real thing and that I'm not alone, because for years I felt completely alone, like I'm the only person with this problem. My mom had actually found a program on TV that talked about it, and when we watched it together, we both cried, and she felt bad for everything that she had ever done, and not knowing that it was a real problem and that it wasn't just a habit that I had, because it's not a habit. No matter what you think, it's not a habit. It's not like smoking is a habit. This isn't a habit, it's a disorder. It's in your head. So yeah, so we watched this, and it was very like emotional for me. And anytime Trich was brought up around anybody, I would cry, because it's so embarrassing. Like, people would ask, like, are you still pulling your eyelashes? And, you know, duh, you see them? No? Can you tell right now that I don't have top eyelashes? I'm pretty sure. It's pretty obvious. I mean, you don't have to go like this close for you to be like, oh yeah, there's no eyelashes. So, I don't know, it just for those of you who aren't suffering and you're dealing with someone who suffers, just kind of try to be like nicer to them. Don't be like, don't ground them, don't make them feel bad for this problem. Just be there for them. That's all you can do, is just be there for them, because we kind of just have to learn how to get over this on our own, if we ever get over it. Some of us pull forever, others will go back and forth, and some can stop for good. It just, I guess it all just depends. So that's pretty much how I found out that it was a real thing, was a program on TV. And then that's when we went and like talked to my doctor about it, and my doctor was like, well, I've never heard of this, you have to talk to a psychologist, blah blah blah. So that is my next spot. The have I ever stopped and how I stopped. So I did stop. Like I said, July 23rd of 2007 was the first day of starting a new eyelash-full life. I just decided to quit, and then 2 years later, my boyfriend at the time of like almost 5 years broke up with me, and I shocked myself by still not pulling. Actually, that's like probably the biggest feat that I ever did. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I'm really proud of myself for that, because that was a hard time, and for me to resist the urge to pull is just like, it's almost like it gave me more motivation not to pull, because then I was like, you know, the next guy I'm gonna be with, I want to look good. I don't want to like have to deal with this all over again. So anyway, so I dealt with that, and even with all the stresses that came after that, I did really well. Let's see, in like 2006, the end of 2006, I started seeing a therapist, and they put me on Paxil, and Paxil helped my moods a whole lot. And then about half a year later, that's when, I quit. And then I was on Paxil until I got pregnant last year, and then I quit the Paxil because if I ever missed a dose, it caused really bad heart palpitations, and it's just not worth it. So now I'm on a new medicine, and actually when I started the new medicine, that's when it started up again. And the first medicine she put me on was, I can't even think of the name of it, but it she said that within the first week or two it could cause higher anxiety levels. Well, it did, and when I started again, I was looking at myself in a mirror at work, and I noticed some eyelashes that seemed out of place, and that's where it started. Is I pulled out the ones that seemed out of place, and then more and more were out of place, and then I went from just ones that were out of place to, it just feels so good to pull them out. and I just couldn't stop. And then I had a really stressful moment, and then that weekend went, they just all went. So that's what happened there. And now I'm just kind of dealing with going back and forth on, oh yeah, I've been like 4 days pull free, and then like last night I went on a pulling spree and starting all over again. So it's a battle. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, I think, yeah, was triggers for me. And oh, triggers and then how I hide it. My triggers are stress, anxiety, the pokey, thick ones, like if I run my finger along, there's none right now because I pulled them all out, but like if I can't speak. If I run my finger along and I feel one, then I'll want to pull that one. And I will try to go at it until it comes out, which then becomes a challenge. And the more challenging, the more I want it. And you can just feel the tenseness, like really in your arms. And then, like I said, the ones that are out of place. And lastly, how did and how do I hide it? Now, this time around, I'm really not trying to hide it anymore. I'm trying to be as open and upfront about it as possible, because this is just a part of me and I just have to accept it. And someday I'll stop again, and hopefully that's sooner rather than later. But until then, people are going to notice it, and I want to try and be more comfortable with it rather than hide it, just because it's, I don't know, it's just so much easier to be more open about it. So, but I used to hide it by makeup, and I can still hide it by makeup, but I prefer not to, just because let's like just not suffer in silence what I hear all over the internet. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If any of you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. If any of you are suffering or going through it and just need someone to talk to, again, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. There's a really good website, which is the TLC Learning, the Trichotillomania Learning website. I can give you that. I can link it down below. Actually, I'm not going to do it right now. I was going to, but I'm not going to. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I have one of these bracelet thingies. I'm really proud of this bracelet. I don't know why I show this all the time, but I'm really proud of it. It says Trichotillomania, and then strength from within. So I don't know. I got that off of their website, and you can go there, check it out. It's not that expensive. I think it was like $3, and there was no shipping and handling, and I got it like less than a week after I ordered it. So, with that all said and done, and this video is at like 32 minutes, I am going to let you guys go. So thanks for listening, and again, any questions, leave them below, talk to me about it. Maybe I'll make another video responding to all the questions. That would be great. But until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!